And here we are. So what do we need to know now that 2024 is ending and 2025 is approaching? I do want to remind you that we do have a new moon tomorrow, and it's the second new moon in December. New moon always symbolizing something new, and 2025 is coming up and it is new. So what is this time, the last days of the year, right? The last days of 2024. It's time of reflection. It's time of being. It's time of honesty. It's time of being really honest with yourself, reflecting on this year and asking yourself what really happened this year. What How did I achieve? What have I achieved? How did I encourage myself? What language I have used with myself? How did I do through my best? How did I do through my worst? And this is important to just dive into this witness mode, into this consciousness, and witness yourself as you are without any expectations, but really looking at what was this 24 all about? Who am I and who was I in 2024 before entering into 2025? You don't want to drag unresolved issues into the next year, and you don't want to not noticing your rewards and just moving gullibly and thinking you've done nothing, because I'm sure, I bet you that there's stuff that you have achieved. There's things that you have transformed. You have made things happen for you. Why? Because you're here, you're breathing, you're alive, you're here. Whether you're dealing through challenges or celebrations, those are all things that have happened to you through the time that you are here alive on earth. I always encourage you guys to be conscious of everything that happens, not to give your power away to the traps of the mind, right? The traps of the mind, what are they? Their judgment, most likely, their fear, their doubt, their victimization. If you're aware of those things, most likely, even if they come in, you're aware and you can take yourself out of this mode or know what to do or know how to navigate through that. Last December 2023, if you want, you can listen to this video again. I think it's called Transform Pain into Power, and you can find it on my YouTube channel. And I talk about the familiar places that our mind takes us back again and again, right? And when you ask yourself, where is this victim helpless comes in from, right? So in that video that December 2023, I've mentioned how the different phases of how we are born and how different patterns of thinking are being created. For instance, helplessness comes from a place as you're born, you're helpless. You're helpless, you're relying on other people. It's a program that already programmed in your mind, the helplessness. If you are aware of the helplessness and you know that you rather count on someone else to save you or to guide you or to do anything else for you, you are giving your power away, right? So it's important, that's why I'm always emphasizing, please take responsibility and accountability for what's happening to you at every moment. Let's look at us as humans. How did this powerless comes into our life? In order to know the powerful, you also need to know the powerless. If you don't know the powerless, you're creating a trap for the powerful. You see how it works? You need to know the whole picture, both spectrum of the powerless and the powerful. So let's explore what is powerless. How do you give your power away in order to create the powerful? You see what I'm saying? So let's look at you, as I mentioned before, from the moment that you are born, right? You're already depending on someone else. And as you're growing and evolving, you already have people, your parents most likely, who are telling you what is right and what is wrong. So it's not your own decisions of what is right or what is wrong. This most likely your parents' decisions that been passed through generation to generation through society, How are we expected to live here on earth? It doesn't mean it's right for you or wrong for you, but you already being told what to do. You already willing to accept someone else's ideas on how to behave here. You see what's happening? At the same time, your parents also following a set of rules and someone else's idea and beliefs what is right and what is wrong. It can be religion, it can be government, right? There's always something bigger than you. So look what's happening here. Already, when you are born, there's already a message. There is something bigger. If there's something bigger, that means you are smaller. You see, there's already a trap here of becoming powerless because you understand something is bigger than you. If something is bigger than you, then you are smaller. That's already, it's a given. It's a given. As soon as you're born, you already know that. And that's the trap of giving your power away. You see how we already from very young age program to be powerless. You're already living by someone else's rules, not necessarily your own. Of course, on that note, I also want to mention and remind you all that we are changing, we're evolving, we're noticing, we are giving our children more power today. We're trying to encourage powerful reinforcement, on and on and on and on, but we're still so behind. So now that you know that you already preconditioned that there's always something bigger than you. Right? If there's something always bigger than you, then you're always going to be smaller than something, right? There's bigger, there's smaller, and happen to be the smaller as you. And then you ask yourself, what is bigger? So when you're young, it's your parents, right? And then there are rules, and then there is religion, possibly government, because there's consequences if you don't follow the rules that being set by the society. There's going to be consequences, right? And of course, when you have that many people on this planet, rules are made to keep us organized and keep us flowing. Our rules are also changing because humanity is more structured now, and we don't need as many rules as before. For instance, death punishment was extremely important to shock the society and say, if you do this or that, you'll die, basically, right? And it kept people in fear, right? So we don't need to intimidate our society by rules, right? By strong consequences as much as we used to before. If you steal, your hand will be chopped. Those were some of the rules, right? So you can see our rules become more flexible, right? Or more humanitarian, let's put it that way. There's still rules, right? And some people just don't know how to be without the rules, right? When you are set free, we do have our global rules, or we do have our conscious rules, right? You know, you shouldn't take somebody else's stuff, right? Whether it's written or not written. Talk about stealing, right? You know, speeding, you're putting your life in chance, or you're putting your life in jeopardy, right? But at the same time, if you speed, you also can get a ticket, right? So the rules are you'll get a ticket if you're speeding, but if you use your common sense, you know, if you're speeding, you're putting yourself in jeopardy of losing your life, right? Things can happen. So whether is the rule really needed to be written or not written, right? But you are following something. You are following something to get you somewhere. So you can see all of the structural things making you be in a structure. You becoming in a structure. Is there freedom in that structure? is the freedom of movement, freedom from expression. Some countries you cannot say whatever you want. Also here, there's some words that are forbidden in the airports, right? So yeah, we are limited in our free expression in order to create order. You see what I'm saying? But when we have those limits, it's making us smaller. Those are just few tips of how did we became preconditioned to become powerless. Now that you know that from a small age or from the moment you're born, you already know that you are dependent. There is something bigger than you. There is rules to follow, right? You already know that. But at the same time, there is part of you that is a rebel, that knows I am bigger than all of that. I am freer than all of that. There's part of you that always seeking for more. There's part of you that knows that you can be more than that. There's part of you that always desires dreams and wishes, right? And there's also this part of you that is afraid or cautious to take the next step. So you can see that fear, all this cautiousness, it is something that been preconditioned from a young age. If you do this, this might happen. If you did that, this can happen, right? And now, when you can see that you have power, you have choices, you can do this and that, the mind already programmed to be cautious and to be smaller. The mind knows there's something always bigger. See what I'm saying? So now you know there's 2025 coming up. You might have your list of wishes, hopes, manifestation, affirmations, on and on and on. And at the same time, it's nice to be aware that your mind is preconditioned to follow the rules, and it knows somewhere that you're smaller than what you have predicted for yourself for 2025. Why? Because you always know you're smaller. You see? And this is a child thinking that we take into adult life. The child knows the parents are your gods, basically, right? The parents will decide what goes for you, what doesn't. And then you kind of adapt other bigger organizations like the religion or the government. You need to follow the rules. You are smaller, they're bigger. So the question here, when you're stepping into 2025, how to allow your mind to be this bigger version of you. Because if you can imagine it, then you can be it. If you can feel it, then you can be it. If you can wish it, you can be it. But the only thing that holds you from actually being it, it's the thought, this is bigger than when you are right now. See what I'm saying? So just as you have convinced yourself, and it's took years of convincing, your parents have convinced you first, I'm older, I know better, I'm your mom, I know better, I'm your dad, I know better, you better follow the rules or you don't live under this roof, on and on and on, right? So you've been convinced for many, many, many years there's something bigger and there's something smaller. But But you forgot to convince yourself that you're no longer a child, that you are this adult that can do whatever it wants. You are this adult that can follow any dream. You are this creator that create anything. The minute you think something or someone responsible for your dreams and hopes, you're giving your power away. If you think angels responsible for your hips and for your dreams and hopes, then you have no power. Somebody else responsible for you. It's like mom and dad in the form of an angel. Same thing with God. If you think God responsible, so you see, from a very young age, you created something bigger than you to attend to you. It takes a very big moment to understand that this bigger you is you. It's always have been, and it's always will be. Of course, if you want to create an image that there is something bigger, why is it working when we are praying, and why is it working when we are imagining that there's something coming, blessing us, creating us? The mind's still creating this image of something bigger that's coming and creating our reality. So you're still allowing yourself to imagine and visualizing, but in a way, you're also giving your power away because it's not you and you're not responsible for what's happening. Even in a form of manifestation or in a form of affirmations. I'm working a lot with you guys with affirmations, but even with affirmations, it is imagining or thinking this affirmation will help me to achieve that. It's not even the affirmation. The affirmation is there to convince you that yes, it's possible, and give your mind a different pathway of thinking, because the mind gets paralyzed when you're giving it a new dream, a new hope, or a new opportunity. The mind goes into all the excuses why it shouldn't, because the mind likes to be comfortable. At the same time, when it's comfortable for too long, it's getting bored, right? So it's looking for adventure. At the same time, the mind afraid of adventure, because if the adventure is going to be here, that's mean I need to experience new things. I feel safe in the environment that I'm at, and taking big steps can be scary. You see, this is all mind. So the best way to step into 2025, it's really to get to know yourself and your mind patterns before 2025. Where do you manipulate yourself? Where do you sabotage yourself? What stories are you telling yourself not to be where you really need to be or want to be or desire to be or meant to be? And sometimes people ask, I've been wanting it for such a long time. I'm doing everything right. I'm ready. I want to, blah, 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 blah. It's still not happening. And trust me, I've been there too. And I fall into this trap too. And the thing is, when you have this huge dream of manifestation of something that you really want to achieve and it's not happening, the biggest question to ask yourself is, what am I really afraid of? It's not happening because you are the one that's holding yourself back from not happening. And the honest moment here is to ask, why am I doing it? What am I benefiting? It takes so much honesty to be here for yourself and really ask, how am I benefiting from not creating what I want? Everything you do, it's benefits. Even if you're suffering, it's still benefits. There's benefits in everything. Benefit that supports you and getting you closer to a dream, and benefits that taking you away from your dream when you're not ready. So you start the self-sabotage and manipulating yourself to step away, further away from your dream, right? So if you're no longer a child that is run by adults, government, or religion, or whatever, then you understand that you are a very powerful creator and you're responsible for everything that's happening in your life, everything, A to Z. So, for instance, let's try to take the three major questions what people want manifest and create, right? Let's talk about health, relationship, and finances, right? Let's start from health, because health is a tough one. And you can say nobody ever wants to be sick, right? Nobody wants to be sick. Nobody calls it on themselves. Nobody desires sickness or accident or anything like that. But trust me, with hundreds of people that I worked with health conditions, there wasn't even one time that the health condition have not collapsed just at the time when life was collapsing as well, including myself and my health condition and my collapse of health as my life was collapsing. Right? It's a way of sabotaging. When life gets tough, it's a way of being victim, and it's a way of creating space of powerless. But now you can use your health condition as an excuse not to be powerful, not to stand up for yourself. How to point fingers and maybe blame. He did it to me. She did it to me. Look what I'm going through right now, right? It's such a nice cover up. That's health conditions. And it takes honesty. Like you need to be so honest to ask yourself, why am I creating this for myself? So just like you create sickness, you can create wellness, right? Wellness for yourself, but only to be honest and say, I'm choosing it because I'm not ready. I need to sabotage myself. I need to cover up and be small right now. But do it honestly and then find a way how to be big and strong if you're ready for that. And dig yourself out into whatever you dug yourself in. Right? That's an honest moment. Why a relationship happening or not happening? And I always say your partner is just a reflection of who you are. And if you love and respect yourself, your partner would love and respect you. And I know on the journey of evolving and transforming, there's a moment where you want to be alone, where you want to be comfortable. And as much as people resent to be alone, people learn to love being alone, loving their own space. And it comes from learning how to love yourself and not to depend on someone else loving you, because you have enough love for yourself. And only then you can open up and love someone else, right? But we're doing it backwards. We coming feeling depleted of love from whatever we picked up in our childhood, and then we're looking for someone to put on the bandage on our hearts, on our emotions, instead of taking responsibility and saying, I am no longer a little child. I don't depend anymore on mommies and daddies band-aids, right? Those wounds I need to love first. They're my wounds. It's not my partner's job to cover up my wounds, right? So when you are looking at your relationship so honestly and so openly, that's the time when you can take responsibility and accountability for what's happening in your life, right? And no longer pointing the finger. And on a spiritual path, I met so many people who get comfortable in this alone bubble, including myself, comfortable and happy. And then the moment of being vulnerable again and letting someone into life become almost terrifying. Terrifying, because how do you open the space now when I know I'm okay with myself? There is the memories of past relationships, and how not to let the past relationship be in your present relationship after you have evolved, changed, and transformed. How to let your new you be strong, open, and allowing, and not pouring yourself out into the old form that you already transformed. See what I'm saying? And let's take finances, right? Abundance. And when we talk about finances and abundance, and it all comes from a place of receiving. How much can I really receive? I'm not even talking about your relationship with money, bad money, good money. It's just the ability to receive. And in the ability of receiving, there's so much vulnerability. In the ability of receiving, there's so much vulnerability. The vulnerability of having more, the vulnerability of expansion, the vulnerability of abundance, right? A lot of us think, yeah, having more is great and amazing, and I can have this and I can have that and I can all of this. And the question is, every time when you're thinking of more, it's about receiving. And it's a moment how open you are to receive. And you can see in your relationship with friends, like how often do you say no, thank you, or yes, please, right? Where often when I work with clients, one of the exercises is just watch yourself and watch your no, thank you, and keep saying yes, please. Whenever a friend wants to offer you something, whenever maybe somebody wants to give their space in line, which happened to me just recently as I was in the store and I was rushing. And out of nowhere, a woman just gave me her spot in line, right? And maybe before I would say, oh, no, 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 that's okay. Wouldn't want to take someone's spot. But now I received it with gratitude, right? And when you practice these little things of receiving, noticing your fridge and the food that's in your fridge, it's receiving. And like, wow, it's here. The water that's running through your faucet, it's receiving. The holidays that you spend with your family, whether it was intense or pleasurable, whatever there was in this holiday, you have received this time with family. It's receiving, right? Receiving the clothes that you have, knowing that you have that. We don't take the moment of actually acknowledging and saying, yes, I do have that. I have done that. And when you look for 2024, if you can, count at least 3 things that you have done and that you have achieved, and just give yourself, good for you, you have done it, you have received that, you see? And when you have that kind of sorted out of what I have done, what I have received, through the small things, now you can open up to bigger abundance, practicing receiving. If you're thinking right away, I want this beautiful house facing the ocean or whatever, or my private jet or anything. Those are great, amazing manifestations and things to have, and there's no reason why you shouldn't have them. But The question is, if you want to receive this much, how well are you receiving this much, right? Learning to receive this much and then expanding it into bigger quantities. Because if you are, for instance, renting in one bedroom apartment and you want to live in this mansion by the ocean, right? I'm not saying that it's not possible, but it's the same thing as if you are working out and pulling up 10 pounds, right, in your hands. And then all of a sudden you want to do the 100 or 1,000 pounds in your hands. Your muscle gonna go into shock. It's not ready. You need to work yourself out into the 1,000 or 100 or whatever you choose. Same thing in manifestation, right? There's already things that you have created for yourself, and you need to know that, yes, I have created it, and to expand it for more and more and more, exercising this muscle of receiving, of expansion, right? And that goes for everything, right? Same thing I'm going to run through this model through health, relationship, and finances. So if you go through health and right now, maybe you're bedridden or whatever, maybe you got your diagnosis or sentence from your doctor. That's what I call them. They're not diagnosis, they're sentence from your doctor. Excuse me. And as you're visualizing yourself in your full health and full vitality and full sensuality and sexuality, and you're healthy and you're strong, all of that, also work out through the small steps that you have done that are already happening. I woke up this morning, I had my meal, I went to the washroom, I've ate, I talked to my friends, I walked a bit. I notice the small progress. You need to notice the small progresses, acknowledging the small progresses as you're moving into your bigger manifestation. Same thing with relationship, right? Notice the small progresses. Maybe you did not fight with your partner today and notice it. Wow, today was a good day. Maybe you start using different language with your partner. Maybe your partner starts using a better language with you. Acknowledge that. If you are by yourself and you are looking for a partner or you're interested in a partner, noticing maybe before this thought even wasn't there and now you're ready to find and meet someone else. Right? Noticing the smaller progresses when you're building a big picture, right? Don't go from 10 pound into 100 pound because the body gonna go into shock. Same thing happening with finances. Yes, multi-million mansion facing the ocean is amazing, and may it happen to you sooner than you think. But work towards that and notice the steps that you're taking, right? Appreciate the space that you're already in, the furniture that you have, the people that visiting you, the people that you're visiting. Appreciate the space that you're in as you're working yourself towards the space of your future, right? So, as you can see, the most important thing for 2025 is to remember and know what our mind is made of. Know your fears and know your hopes at the same time. And know what's the bridge between your fears and your hopes. Know this mind that is stuck still in this child victim mood, thinking that it's small, and the dreamer inside that knows that it's big, right? And know how to bridge between the two. And 2025, it is a year of accountability and responsibility. There is no more to blame, no more to blame. Not your bad luck, not your parents, not the stars, not your horoscope, not your friends, not your lovers, not your significant other, not your children, not your boss, not religion, not government. No one to blame. There's no one. Please stop it. Every time you blame me, it means somebody has more power than you. They're responsible for whatever happened. You're giving power away. Every time you blame, you're giving your power away. The question is always for a powerful creator is, how did I create it? Why did I create it? How I can create what's better for me. Powerful creator always comes with investigation, investigating every step and asking the right question. Powerful creator will always celebrate its wins. And a powerful creator also will celebrate its failures, because there's no failures for powerful creator. There's only lessons, and lessons to be learned and not to be repeated. You see? Powerful creator will use powerful language. A powerful creator will appreciate what's there. A powerful creator knows its fears and its hopes. A powerful creator is not afraid of its fears. It knows that it's just mind, programs, conditions that needs to be acknowledged and transformed. So again, responsibility, accountability, and asking the right questions. It's the way of 2025. That's what will make this year your year. There's no better shortcut or faster shortcut than accountability and responsibility. There's no blaming, there's no shaming, there's just knowing who you are and knowing where you're going. Taking one step at a time, fully aware and fully present. All right, we're going to move into meditation. And if you're watching online and it's your first time with me, we're going to do two meditations. One is sitting up, guided, and the other meditation is going to be lying down. And we're going to be practicing holotropic breath. If you're not familiar with holotropic breath, you can always Google it, and I'll demonstrate the two breaths. For holotropic breath, you need to be lying down, preferably on the floor. Get yourself a mat. Yoga mat is the best. If you can't, the couch will do also. The bed will do also. If you have any body limitation, you can prep yourself. Put a pillow underneath your head or your feet, your knees. All right. Holotropic breath is done through your mouth. Okay. And the breath goes like that. You'll be lying on the floor, your jaw going to be slightly open, and you're breathing like that. You can try with me a few rounds and just see how it feels. Very good. That's going to be our second breath, because our first breath going to be sitting up in the chair. Going to put our fingers together, bring it down closer to your lower belly, as if you're holding your lower belly, and just a regular breath with eyes closed, breathing through your nose and expanding your lower belly with every inhale. So inhaling, belly expands. Exhaling, belly contracts. Inhaling and exhaling. Excuse me. Okay, so those are two breaths that we'll be practicing. I'm going to work more now with your subconscious mind, or the mind that is not full of stories and fears and doubts. We're going to work with this. I can call it consciousness, I can call it witness, some people call it God, angel, demons, whatever, but it's more than just your physical mind that is run by programs. We're going to step into the witness mode through this meditation, so you can be more of an observer than the participant. You will see the participant, but you'll be more in the observation and watching what is really happening. If you're watching it and you need to take a bathroom space, get your space ready, yoga mat, whatever, sip of water is always nice, blanket, pillows, whatever you need, make yourself comfortable. We're going to start in a seated position. So we are sitting up, hands together, bring it down to your lower belly, get comfortable. You can lean against something, but still allow your spine to be straight. And allow yourself to just gently close your eyes. Feet are firmly on the floor, or if you're sitting on cross-legged, that's fine too. And just connect to Mother Earth as your eyes are closed, and allow yourself to breathe in and breathe out, breathing in and breathing out through your nose, and start relaxing. Relaxing your head, relaxing your eyes, your ears, your nose, and your mouth. Relaxing your neck and your throat, your shoulders and your arms. Relaxing your chest and relaxing your belly. Relaxing your spine, your back. Relaxing your hips, your thighs, your knees, all the way down to your feet. And relax your whole body. Feeling now your spine. Feel the space between your tailbone and your crown. Noticing your spine as you're breathing in and breathing out. See if you can relax your spine even more as you're breathing in and breathing out. Now imagine your spine is a rod of energy. A rod of energy that you can extend all the way up and all the way down. But then the next exhale, we're going to extend your spine into Mother Earth. And imagine you can be in the heart of Mother Earth with this rod of energy. You're connected to Mother Earth. And you're supported by Mother Earth. On the next exhale, allow yourself to extend all the way up, 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 up into the universe, into the heart of the universe. And allow yourself to be, imagine that you're connected above to the heart of the universe. And now you're connected to the heart of Mother Earth and the heart of the universe, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice at the size of the earth and the size of the universe. Notice how you can be so small and so big at the same time. And notice how often you feel so small and so big at the same time. And relax even more. Breathing in and breathing out. Now notice the universe and notice the earth and ask yourself, is the earth inside the universe or the universe inside the earth? And just witness. Witness, what do you know about earth? What do you know about the universe? Now look at the universe. as the sea of opportunities, as this open space, as the infinite, endless space. And everything that's up in the universe is just space. Now look at the size of Earth. Look at solidity of Earth. And what do we know about Earth is the 3D experience. Everything that's here on Earth has a form, has a shape. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can smell it. This is Earth. Now look at your dreams and hopes. They're as big as the universe. They're endless. Now look at the manifestation that already took 3D form, that already happened, that already created. Look at the relationship between the dreams and hopes and manifestation into the 3D experience. Earthy experience. Earthy experience because you are an earthy being. You are here on earth in this physical body, living this physical life here on earth. Look again at your dreams and hopes of your past. Look at some things of your past. Maybe 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. Some dreams and hopes that you thought it will never be possible. Like at some point, the man thought flying will not be possible, but yet we created these huge machines with wings that take us up into the sky. Or the cordless phones will be never possible, but they're here. Look at some dreams and hopes that you thought will not be possible, but yet it happened. You even don't know how it happened, but it happened. And I'm sure everybody has something that thought that will never be possible, but yet it happened. Look at the things that you hoped and dreamed and never happened. And now that you look at that, you're saying, thank God it did not happen. Now look at yourself right now, the one who's sitting on this earth, breathing, meditating, visualizing. And look at your mind. Look at this physical mind. Look at this being. Look at the mind and what it's made of. The fears, the hopes, the dreams, the disappointments. This is all mind. And look how the mind has its own story to everything and nothing. The mind is talking to you all the time. For every event in your life, the mind goes into blah, 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 blah. It talks to you all the time. But at the same time, you have this consciousness. There's something that's beyond the mind. Something that tells you, even though that's where you are right now, there's something bigger waiting for you on the other side. Just keep walking. Just keep moving. Look at that something that is whispering in your ears, all those ideas, all these dreams, all these hopes. And ask yourself where those dreams and hopes are coming from, where those crazy ideas are coming from, who's whispering it into my ear. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Look at those dreams and hopes and ask yourself, what are the fears and doubts between you and those dreams and hopes? And for a second, ask yourself, if this is really what to happen, what am I most be afraid of? What would I have to give up? What would I have to let go of? What is the change that's going to happen that I'm most afraid of? If what I truly, truly want will happen right now. Just be honest with yourself this moment. And if the hope and dream is way too big than you are, from where you are right now, and there's no way you want to compromise it or change it, then what is the next comfortable step I can take? Step, not run, not jump. Just one step that I can really take. And what would be the next step? And what would be the next step? And the next step. And that's how you do it. Step by step by step. Be aware of the hopes and dreams. And be aware of your doubts and fears, all at the same time. And be honest, asking honest questions. Taking a deep inhale and a deep exhale. One more inhale, one more exhale. One more inhale, one more exhale. Keeping yourself in the space that you're in. Open the eyes very gently. And now we'll be moving into holotropic breath, where I invite you to lay down on the floor or the couch or whatever space you've prepared for yourself. Maybe taking a sip of water before. Getting comfortable. Get your blanket, your pillow, whatever's needed. Stretching yourself on the floor. Feel the floor holding you just like Mother Earth. And still connected all the way above and all the way below. Still connected to the heart of Mother Earth and the heart of the universe. Still connected to what is 3D, what has a form, and what is formless. Still connected to hopes and dreams and fears and doubt. Still connected to you. And I invite you to gently open your mouth and start breathing through your mouth into your heart, out of your mouth. Into your heart, out of your mouth. the rhythm of the breath. Keep your own rhythm. Keep your presence. Be grounded, knowing that you're supported. Into your heart, out of your mouth, and relax even more. Allow yourself to trust the breath. Trust the consciousness. Trust that you're safe. Trust that you're here. Into your heart, out of your mouth. Into your heart, out of your mouth. Into your heart, out of your mouth. And allow yourself to visualize your life, your whole life, from your conception all the way to your last breath. Your whole life of your past and your whole life of your future. Things that already happened and you lived through, and things that did not happen yet and you have not lived through. But this is your life. Into your heart, out of your mouth. Into your heart, out of your mouth. Keeping your mouth open, staying with the breath, listening to the guidance, being present. And just saying to yourself, this is my life. This is my life. And look at your life and ask yourself, what have I enjoyed in this life? What did I enjoy so far? What did I have to create this joy? How did joy become possible? What was my biggest lesson of this life? How often did I have to repeat this lesson? How grateful I am for this life. How grateful I am for the lesson. Now breathe into all the people in your life, from the moment of conception to your last breath. Some people that you met and some people that you're still to meet, but they already happened in your life. And see if you can be grateful for all the encounters, for all the people that crossed your life. First people that crossed your life were your mom and dad, your conception. No matter what were the circumstances of your conception. The conception have happened for you to show up. Be grateful for that. Whether you were adopted or not, or whatever the great or horrible life circumstances of your birth have happened, acknowledge it. You happened. You're here. You're here. Be grateful for that. Because there's going to be a moment where this is going to have an end too. And the question always going to be, how much did I enjoy this life? How much did I love? How much have I allowed? How much I was honest? Did I sabotage myself? Was I a people pleaser? Did I live for others or did I live for myself? And when you look at your hopes and dreams of the future, look also at the fears and doubts. And see if you can breathe into the courage to walk through the fears and doubts and get closer to your dreams and hopes. Walk with honesty. Walk with authenticity. Always looking for the truth. How do I look for the truth? It's asking, how do I feel right now? What do I want right now? What do I need right now? What's important to me right now? Am I speaking my truth? Am I bending my truth? Am I pleasing someone? Am I pleasing myself? This life from conception to your last breath is your life. No one else gonna live it for you. No one else gonna dream it for you. No one else gonna have dreams, hopes, disappointments, or doubts. It's yours. So take responsibility for that. I am responsible for my life. If you want to leave it for someone else, it's a choice. There's going to be no rewards for that, I promise you. Because even when you're choosing to live your life for someone else, it's your choice. You are consciously choosing to do that. Whether you are a parent, whether you have dependencies, people who dependent on you, it's always a choice, right? And even then, to ask yourself, how do I enjoy that? Even if you choose to live your life for someone else, to please someone, to make someone else's life comfortable, see if you can still make the most out of it till you're ready not to. Yeah. So breathe into your authenticity, into honesty, asking always the right questions. Am I powerful or am I powerless? So look into 2025 with a big list that you wrote for yourself, who you want to become and how you want to be it, and how everything going to happen or not going to happen. Ask yourself always, how can I enjoy more 2025? How I can be more honest with myself in 2025? How can I create a space for honesty and authenticity? How can I be more responsible for my thoughts and actions? How do I take my power back from blaming others, blaming circumstances, blaming situations, and just allow yourself to go through your health and ask, how can I be more honest and responsible to create better health? Why have I chose so far not to? What's the benefits in not to? Look in your relationships. How can I have better relationship? And ask yourself a question. Why haven't I done it so far? What's the benefits of procrastinating and not creating better relationships there? Be honest. Jump for it. Look at your finances. Look at your abundance. What do you want to create for 2025? And ask yourself, why haven't you? What's the biggest fears there in having more? Be honest. Breathe into this authentic, honest you. And love your fears. The fears and doubts are there just to protect you. So you don't go from 10 pounds to 100 pounds and create a shock. The fears and doubts are there to remind you to take smaller steps. Yeah. Because if you look the relationship between the earth and universe, the universe is huge, it's limitless. But your physical body and mind has limits. So how to pour this limitless into this limited 3D experience, right? By taking smaller steps, being honest, how much I can take on right now. Keep breathing, keeping your mouth open. Still connected to what's above and what's below. Now breathe into gratitude. Gratitude of yourself for showing up today now, for listening to this class, opening up your mind, for breathing into your fears and doubts, for taking responsibility and accountability for this amazing journey that you're on. And allow yourself to relax even more. Gently start closing your mouth. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. And say thank you to this beautiful being that you are, to this life that you're in, to Earth and universe, to all the amazing people on your path. Be grateful for the accountability and responsibility that you're taking on for 2025. And see what can you promise to yourself. How can you be more honest with yourself? How can you be more responsible and accountable? And if you can stop pointing the finger out there, but bringing it in with love and appreciation, that's the fastest way to get wherever you want to. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And coming back to yourself, coming back to today and now. Moving your fingers, moving your toes, possibly gently opening your eyes, moving your neck from side to side. Bringing your knees into your belly. And find your way back up, back to seated, back to vertical, back to today and now. Wow. Thank you, guys. That was very, very powerful. I honor each one of you who's here, who's listening, who's transforming, who's bravely stepping into their truth, into responsibility, into accountability. And this is the shortcut to create whatever you want in your life. I invite you to watch this again because there's lots of information that your mind just will blank out because it's not ready to take everything in at the same time. You can definitely listen to the meditation again and again just to make things more grounded. Okay. And if I have not introduced myself in the beginning, I'll introduce myself now. I'm Renata Amaev. I'm specializing in conscious coaching that delivers rapid transformation to those who are ready and fed up and ready to live a genuine life. If you want to know more about me and my work, you can always find me under Renata Amaev on Facebook, on Instagram, and TikTok. Text me and create magic. There's a few videos that I want to suggest for you guys to watch if you haven't yet. On my YouTube channel under Renata Amaev, you can watch Transform Pain into Power, how to live life that you desire, and how to become the love that you're seeking. Yeah, how to become the love that you're seeking. Those are 3 very powerful classes that you can take that has meditations that gives you a bit more what I'm doing. I appreciate your feedback. I appreciate your comments. Let me know what is it that you're desiring for 2025. What did you learn about responsibility, accountability? How can you be more accountable and responsible in 2025? I love you. I wish you all the best. May this year bring you all the greatness that you are. And may you love more, laugh more, and live more. All the best to you.